Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Painting Happy Little Minis. I'm your host Dave, and today I'm joined by...
Hi Megan.
Yeah.
And we're going to be painting some Warhammer 40,000 orcs. It's going to be very cool. Actually, Megan and I are going to be painting the glorious Deffdreads. We have two here. So this is the one you'll be painting on the spinner?
I made this one. I glued him together.
Glued them together?
Yes.
Excellent. I was wondering who was going to be doing that. I was wondering who Rick was going to get to do it.
It was me.
Nice. That's cool. And what are you going to be painting?
I have got like some orcs. I've got like, I'm guessing like a general, and then his little
And a tinier orc.
little tiny guy.
So regular orc, and the big guy is called a knob.
A knob. It's on a knob.
It's on,
easy.
yeah.
It is. Very cool. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing, painting today. I'm going to get this out of the way.
Just throw it.
I won't throw it, because I don't want to knock down anything on our beautiful new background display.
Isn't it beautiful, guys?
Leona spent a whole bunch of time this morning, Leona,
What do you do?
putting
trying
that
to get
together.
the chat up on this.
Oh, there you
Awesome.
go.
There we go. Got the chat going there.
Mia is going to be our chat moderator.
I'm gonna try. I'm
while
quadruple tasking.
You
I
can
can
do
do
it.
this. All right.
So last time you were in, you painted 2 miniatures in the hour.
Yeah.
So I think this time you'll be able to get those two done and run the chat.
Oh, good.
We need to make her paint a third one, honestly.
Good.
I think so.
This one.
Yeah.
We'll share that one. Because
Sounds
you're
like
not
a
very
plan.
experienced, so you need
That's
to
true.
help.
I'm a very slow painter, so I'm afraid.
Can I steal him off of this now?
You sure can.
Okay.
Go for it. So yeah, actually, it's kind of funny that you're back in with us today. Last time Megan was on, we were painting the spells, the endless spells from Warhammer Age of Sigmar, and there was lots of dry brushing. And it was your first time painting, I think,
Yeah,
painting
it was.
miniatures, and you excelled at dry brushing. So today, you're doing dry brushing again.
Today I don't get to get upset when I'm not good at painting because I'm doing the same thing. Then I can get extra upset if I'm not good.
Well, I think it's all about like finding a niche and then just exploiting it.
Do I need this brush?
That would be good.
Okay.
Yeah, super cool. So we were going to get started, but I think talking about stuff-wise, did you both go to MagFest?
Just
I
me.
did. She
Oh,
went.
just okay. And what did you think of it?
It was my first. Yeah, it was my first
Okay.
time. I didn't stay at night, so I didn't see any of the nightlife. But just the day life was pretty strange.
Okay.
But because there was so much nightlife, it was pretty empty during the day, and they had this giant arcade with nobody in it because everybody was sleeping because they were hungover.
Right. Okay. So you
And
got to wander through the
It was
empty arcade.
really cool. But there were a lot of weird things too. There was like a parade of people in shrimp costumes. It was really weird.
Okay.
There was a shrine to Danny DeVito, which we were talking about before, but
Right.
I stole money out of the shrine and used it to buy more pictures of Danny DeVito to then put onto the
Out of
shrine.
the shrine.
So we're just going. You
That's,
know, I was
oh,
waiting.
sorry. Yeah. Just
Yeah, you didn't.
jump straight
I
into it.
wasn't ready.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, so I've just gone with some. I'm going with Tinny Tin. I'm not using my my wet palette just for this dry brushing stage.
With this, should I be like covering as much as I can since it's the bottom layer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So I mean, obviously leave a little bit of sort of the black in the crevices and the shadows and that sort of thing. I'm just sort of building up on it from there.
I need more tinny.
But yeah,
More
sorry.
Tinny Tin.
I love using Tinny Tin for this
That was a lot of tinny tin.
because A, it's fun to say,
It's pretty.
and yeah, it gives a really good base coat to put like a darker metal on it.
Be more towards you. Are you going to be more towards you or what?
I'm going to be here.
All right.
Is that okay?
No.
Perfect.
That is totally my fault, people. I apologize.
It's harder with the bigger minis.
It is. It is. But I just wanted people to realize that it wasn't your fault, Leona. No worries. Next time I'll blame you, but this time I'll take it. But yeah, it gives great, sort of the brown in the Tinny Tin gives a great sort of depth to any metal that you put over the top of it. So,
Hey Dave, what are your thoughts on varnishing minis, especially how long do you wait or let dry between applying gloss and matte coats?
oh, okay. Good question. I think depends on the type of mini that you're painting and what you're going to do with it. Typically, I've got to admit, with plastic minis, I don't do a lot of varnishing once I'm done, even if they're going to see a lot of play on the tabletop, because generally you find that the paint doesn't wear off the plastic minis as quickly as it does off it might off metal or resin models. So yeah, I think maybe just a quick spray varnish at the end. I usually try to use like a satin varnish rather than a matte or a gloss. But if you are doing or using metal minis or resin minis, just make sure that the paint is thoroughly dry. If you're using acrylic paints, that's usually going to be like 10 minutes. And then you can apply the varnishes. Really depends on how you can do it. What sort of stuff? Who's
That was
question
from Forged in Putty.
Forged and Putty.
like
Okay,
that
Forged and Putty. What kind of minis are you painting or looking to varnish, or what kind of material are they out of? I know you were looking for a simple answer.
Are there really any simple answers there?
Certainly not from me. Not from me. There's always lots of what ifs. But yes. So you said a Danny DeVito shrine.
Yes, people were just printing pictures of him, taping them on the wall. Oh, I got that on his stand. No. And like leaving offerings of money and food, alcohol, anything you could think of.
That's wild. I have to tell my buddy Jake about that.
Dave on Facebook says, I usually wait 12 to 24 hours for paint to cure before I apply spray varnish.
It's a long time.
And then Forged in Putty returned with, I have variety, some PVC, plastic, metals, and resins.
Okay. Sorry, when I said plastic before, I was really talking about, wow, sorry, I just noticed when that's up close and I'm dry brushing, it bounces around a lot. I hope people aren't getting any motion sickness. Or it's not triggering anything.
Don't look at me.
But when I say plastic, I mean the sort of hard plastic, the high-impact polystyrene plastic that Games Workshop uses, for example, or other companies like Weird do for their Malifaux models. For PVC plastic, I would, definitely varnish those, because the paints typically don't adhere to them quite as well. So as you heard there, Dave Shrumpf on Facebook said that he waits 12 to 24 hours. Yeah, you can do that. You can do that as well. But I always think spray varnishes are the best to go with. I use the Munitorium varnish from Games Workshop. A lot of people are fans of Tester's Dull Coat spray, so very matte sort of finish.
So he's saying that he usually varnishes a day after painting to fully out the paint set. He's more curious about the weight between coats of varnish, a coat of varnish.
Oh, okay. I'd probably give that about half an hour to an hour. I bet you Dave would give it another day. Dave Shrumpf. Let's find out. What do you think, Dave? I think you've got a lot of flexibility, and it's really about sort of trying it out, finding out what works best for you. If you've got a lot of models that need to get done quickly, you're gonna be wanting to hear less time. But
He said he usually does 2 coats of gloss, then a matte to kill the shine.
right, yeah, that would definitely protect your paint for sure.
Is there a benefit to doing gloss over shine in the first place? Or over matte in the first place? Yeah.
Typically, gloss varnishes dry a little bit thicker,
Okay.
or end up a little bit thicker. So they're kind of more protective. that's really the main benefit there.
It's a better explanation than what I thought. I was like, how glistening do you want their skin to look? Like, how sweaty were they in battle?
Well, I was asking because he said he does a matte after two
Yeah.
coats of gloss, so I was
Yeah.
wondering why.
But yeah, there are other times, like if you're going for a fairly shiny metal, bright and shiny, we're not going to be going for a bright and shiny metal for this guy.
He's new. He's not battle damaged yet.
The model is new.
He needs
But
some
we're
love.
representing him in very grim and
It's okay that I'm getting paint on his base.
yep.
Okay.
Let's see, Dave said if he's doing both gloss and matte, then I just do gloss first.
Yep.
And Tester's Model Maker's lusterless dull coat.
Lusterless dull coat. So that's quite a popular one for that final thing. With paint-on varnishes, there's a lot of places that do a little paint-on gloss varnish or paint-on matte varnish, that sort of thing.
If you need paper towels, they're behind you.
Gotcha.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Aha.
I think you'll I'll turn your mic on, so if you like crack. Sorry.
Oh.
Did I do that?
No. No. of course not. But yeah, the paint-on varnishes can be good for once you've done that spray varnish, the matte varnish at the end. Come back and paint things like eyes or blood or gems or anything there. But if you've got a shiny, very shiny metal that you want to keep, sort of have that glistening isn't really the right word. Maybe glinting kind of metal. A matte varnish is going to knock that
Oh.
sort of glinting look right back. So sometimes a gloss over metal can help keep it nice and shiny. So these models are huge.
There's a lot of space to cover.
Yeah, I didn't realize quite how big they were when I suggested to Rick, hey, we should paint.
There's so many little nooks and crannies in them to get paint into.
Yeah.
So I was asking a lot of questions when I was making this because I don't know anything about this. How come you don't like make a piece of the body and then paint the piece
And then
and then continue?
paint a separate, paint
Yeah.
another piece, and then put it,
Yeah.
and then assemble them all at the end. There are some people who do. That's basically called sort of painting in sub-assemblies. So depending on the model or the level of intricacy you want to get in your painting, you can definitely do that. At the moment, I'm working on a big space plane.
Space plane.
Is the best way to describe it. But I'm just going to pop in there. The space plane, it's like 20 inches long from like,
That's big.
tip to tail. And then the wingspan's probably about another 18, 20 inches almost. So I'm leaving the wings off. I'll paint those separately
Okay.
because it'd just be too crazy unwieldy to paint around that. But yeah, so you can paint minis sort of in separate pieces and then assemble them. The sort of one reason that you might not do that is that when you glue painted pieces to other painted pieces,
Comes
This-
unsticked.
yeah.
Unstuck.
Yep. The paint becomes the paint adhesion to the surface becomes the weakest point, so you can get pieces falling off because the paint has broken off them. Some people will go along and sort of scrape some paint off to get the joins to work well.
What are you going to do for your wings?
For the wings,
Yeah. Scrape some paint off?
actually for those I'm going to put some pins in beforehand. So I'm going to drill holes into the wings and then drill holes into the
Oh.
body, so that and put like paperclip pins. Actually, I'll probably use some brass rod to so it's a little bit
Okay.
sturdier and have those ready. And probably cover the areas with a little bit of blue tack
Okay.
before I spray, so that I can then peel that off, and I've got the raw resin surfaces that can stick together and have the extra strength from the pins.
Learning so much.
Is the way that I tackled that one. Yeah. Excellent. So how's it going?
Good. I'm trying to just get all these little underneath areas that are hard to see. I keep thinking I'm almost done, and then I spot another spot that could really use some love.
Yeah. Carl says that sometimes sub-assembly painting can lead to mismatched shades. It can be tricky for non-pros like me, he said. Yeah, that's one of the things I'm worried about with these wings.
No, I broke him. He doesn't need it. I'm just gonna keep going.
It's the perfect thing.
Battle damage.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, definitely battle damage. But for orcs, orcs are really super ramshackle anyway, so you don't need to worry about.
You can add it to your man.
He's gonna have to set his chest. It's like as big as him.
Yep.
Those pieces were like they only stick in one very tiny spot.
Right.
So I was too rough. I apologize.
That's okay.
I'm sorry, Robot Man.
That's fine. The Deffdread.
Deffdread.
But yeah, orcs are super ramshackle, and they wouldn't care. Somebody else would come along and pick it up and stick it on something else.
That's why I gave it to her.
Yep. Super orky already. There we go.
We have Keith in. Hi, Keith.
Hey, Keith.
Okay, I'm just gonna sit him right here for a second.
So sometimes we, when we're doing this, how much I grab? Actually, I borrow a little bit.
Here.
When
we all
we're
have one. That's yours.
painting, we'll talk about the background or the lore of the game. Occasionally we do that.
Are you gonna
Always
teach me?
runs
Do
it.
I need to wet mine also? Yes.
You could. Just do. Oh.
No, he's broken now. He's broken. I don't need that.
She's determined that this is how he's gonna be
Yeah,
now.
I think it's absolutely fine.
Well, maybe I can paint it separately and then glue it on. It's part of
Exactly.
what
There
was
we
that?
go.
Sub-assembly.
Sub-assembly.
Whoa, look at how cool my napkin looks now. It's just
Nice.
You're like, my napkin looks amazing.
it's a work of art.
So yeah, and then just dry that off as much as possible. But the orcs in Warhammer 40,000 are actually a species of sentient mushroom.
Okay.
All right.
Yep, believe it or not. They that's why they're such a huge sort of scourge across the galaxy, is that they give off spores that drift and float, and
They're like weeds.
yeah,
Okay.
very much so. When they land, they sort of
Interesting.
Grow into a
plant
new
and then
orc.
grow into a new orc.
Okay.
Yep.
That's terrifying.
It is,
I
isn't
could
it?
never get rid of them.
Pretty much, yeah. That's their the biggest problem with the. It's the
What
biggest problem that
color
the Imperium has
is
with
this?
them. I'm doing with gunmetal.
Okay, I'm gonna.
You go-
I pulled it out.
Yep, there it is.
Oh, there it is. I know I saw it.
See, got Rick in the chat now. After
Rick
he
has joined us.
brought that. Let's see. Liam says, painting my Necromunda Delic gang while you
Delic,
folks
yeah.
are in the background. Very
Excellent.
cool.
Cool. Yeah, the Delacar create new models that come out. They're all it's very sort of Matrix meets Dark City. I don't know
Yeah.
if you remember that film at all.
Yeah.
That kind of look. They're all very pale with the long coats and
Look at
sharp
your
knives.
eye.
I know, he's starting to come around.
What are you looking for?
Excellent.
Trying to decide what color I want to make his.
Okay. So now what?
So now, how dry is your brush? Like it dry?
Mhm.
Yeah. Yep. All good. So now we're basically going to go over the same
But lightly.
section. Yeah, lightly.
Okay.
So you can get some parts that you want to be a little bit more silver than others.
Okay.
They go a little bit sort of heavier, but when you get sort
Oh,
of paint on
so-
your brush, start to brush a lot of it
Okay.
off first. Yeah. So what we're doing first was really like what you call an overbrush.
Okay.
Of course, one of the joys now is we've got all this texture on the pieces here. So you can see all the nice little details, and they go in all sorts of directions. So when you're dry brushing, normally you dry brush across the grain,
But we
Because
can do whatever.
the grain goes every which way. You can just move the brush around. That's where I always talk about using painting as though you're sort of using chopsticks.
I don't know how to use chopsticks.
Okay.
I'm not gonna learn this way.
I'm gonna put my hand in shot here, and so is that maybe there we go. So rather than moving from the wrist, sort of my wrist and my hand stay still, but it's the two fingers that are holding the brush there that move up and down and back and forth.
Like that?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, that looks really good.
It's like having knife skills, but it's like paintbrush skills.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
See.
My framing
Oh,
skills are poor.
Chris, wish I was painting. I'm assembling 26 computers for a lab replacement. Ooh.
That
That
doesn't sound
sounds interesting.
Hmm?
Interesting.
good. Yeah. Doesn't sound like fun. Okay.
Okay, checking all the... Multitasking.
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 How's your painting going? Oh, you're painting you painted all the skin? Nice.
So I got
Now
the
you're doing some-
skin. Now I'm trying to get around to like their weapons and
Yeah.
armor and whatnot.
That would be a huge chopper. Let me swing in there. The fun part with the Orks, because Games Workshop's an English company, a lot of the, I guess the aesthetic of a lot of their races is sort of very typically English. And the Orks have always been the sort of Cockney football hooligans kind of
I
trope.
can see it.
So, they-
Football hooligans. It's pretty funny.
They have their own song.
Can you make up a song
Yes.
right now?
No.
Wow.
Yes, they have their own songs. No, I couldn't make one up now. They do have a kind of a universal war cry, which is wah.
Like the song.
I don't know that song.
What is it? The start of?
Ooh, ah. Down with the sickness,
That's
right?
Oh, okay. Radio. Yeah, probably like that. Except louder and longer.
I'm never gonna not think of that now.
Educate me more on Warhammer Orks.
Wow.
So is this a robot being piloted by an orc? Is that what's going on here?
Yeah. So there are in the, I guess the Ork hierarchy. There are Ork boys.
Orc boy.
So the one that me is painting at the moment is an Ork boy.
An orc boy. All right.
And then the bosses are the Ork knobs.
We're not adults.
Well, that's okay. And as we're saying, it's that the whole sort of English
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just thinking about
penchant for
that.
knob jokes is really what it is. So, but as well as the boys and the knobs, there are grots.
Grot.
Grots, who are basically like little goblins.
Me too.
Occasionally, they're known as Gretchen. with an I, not an E. Not like our Gretchen. But
Yeah, I think that's what
no, I
I
was
was like,
serious.
I'm gonna say something.
I was like,
No, I was serious. Gretchin. But now they're just called grots. They used to be called Gretchen. So the reason I brought that up is that the Deffdreads, like we're painting here, they're the huge mechs, are piloted by Orks. And there's a smaller version called the Killer Cans,
Killer cans.
because they look like trash cans.
Okay.
I like it.
And they are piloted by grots. And you'll notice that, well, you'll notice definitely because you assembled this one. Oh, this one. the all of the arms look like they're some sort of really vicious close combat weapon.
Yes.
Because that's what orcs excel at, is close combat. Grots, on the other hand, are a lot smaller and aren't so good in close combat. So the killer cans have weapons on them like rocket launchers and flamethrowers and that sort of thing. The orcs aren't very good at shooting. They like loud noises, so they do fire off their weapons as often as they can. But they're much better at getting in close and hitting people. And so 4 big arms is going to be better than 2, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I had a good time with the arms, but now that they're on, I wish I would have put them on differently because it's
Right.
hard to get my brush in there.
Yeah.
My favorite part is this elbow that I gave mine.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
I don't know where it was supposed to go, but it had a knob
Right. Yeah.
to go into something, so
That's super cool. Let me I'm gonna show.
that's his elbow.
Thanks for like a faceplate. There we go.
It was on the list of things you could stick on afterwards.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah, I
never
liked,
went.
I liked how you
Definitely
could
cool.
like really modify and make each one different
Yeah.
when you build it.
Yep.
I was like, here's 12 different armors that you can use. Pick one.
The orcs have a, talk about boys, knobs, grots. They have other sort of, I guess, not so much, I guess classes of people, or professions, really, in their society. They have pain boys,
Pain boy.
who are their medics. There are weird boys, who are their psychos. And there are mech boys, who are their mechanics.
Oh,
Yep.
I thought it was going to be these guys.
Well, they build these
Okay.
guys. They build these guys. They build their vehicles. It's one of those things where, I mean, it's pretty amazing that sentient fungus can build all sorts of crazy stuff. But they just sort of, they develop knowing how to put things together and knowing what to make out of what they have in front of them.
I was just about to ask that. So if a spore orc grows all alone on some random planet,
Yep.
does he know orc language? Does he know how to do all these orc things?
I would think he would. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like an innate ability.
I think it's in the DNA of the spores. It sounds pretty crazy, doesn't it?
Is there a lonely orc out there who was raised differently?
This is the next story.
It's the Superman or the Goku orc, hit its head,
I
doesn't
expect-
know it's supposed to be there.
I expect so. Yeah. I expect there.
I need to know more about him.
Well, that's the great thing about the 40K universe is that it's so huge, so you could create any story you like. But you will need to create it. It might not exist in
This
lore.
Robo Orc came to my planet with my Superman orc
Okay.
to tell him that he's from planet Orc. He doesn't believe him though,
Right.
so there's some problems there.
A little bit of
The
tension.
orcs have genetic memory. They're born with all the knowledge the other orcs have, according to Liam.
But what if he hits his head as a baby orc spore?
The mama spore dropped him.
Well, sometimes orcs can live for quite a while without their heads.
What?
So, yeah.
Can he like hold
Conveniently
it? Can it
with
still
heads.
talk?
Probably. You probably find that they'll stick their hand up inside and make a little
A
puppet out of it.
puppet, yeah. I like
That's
that.
what they'll generally do. But
You're learning so much about orcs today.
I'm sorry. Are you regretting me being here with all that?
I think this is super cool. You're asking all the fantastic questions that people would not normally ask. But yeah, Max Linger in the chat says, always remember, orc tech only works because they believe it works.
What happens if they stop believing? What about the depressed orc who doesn't believe in himself anymore?
Oh.
Does this not pilot?
It will fall apart. Things will collapse. But
Just,
there
is
are
that
so
what's
many of
happening
them.
here?
Pretty much, yeah.
Is that what's happening
You
here?
need to believe, Megan. You need to believe.
I'm painting it because we're gonna glue it on afterwards. I'm ready now,
Yep.
so I can learn.
It'll be all good. Well, one of the things that
Okay, now I'm
Look at some minis.
I was just going to say is following on from that, they believe. That only works because they believe in it. Orcs believe that red ones go faster.
what?
So
Okay,
it doesn't really matter what it is, if it's painted red, it's going to go faster.
Shall we put some red on our robots?
If you want it to go faster.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. There are, over the different editions of 40K, there have been different rules that have been in place, but they've always had a rule that's like red ones go faster. So if you have orcs are organized into clans. So there's this clan called the Evil Sons clan, and their typical color is red.
So they're very fast.
They're the fastest. So
Okay.
The Evil Sons. They're also sometimes known as the Speed Freaks, but they'll always get like +1 to movement
Okay.
in the game rules. Blue is lucky.
Oh, maybe I want to be a lucky orc.
Want to be a lucky orc?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I haven't decided yet. What if it's purple? Is it fast and lucky?
Oh no, I don't think it works that way.
Oh.
It's gonna be orange.
That's just weird. Be a weird orc. Not a weird boy, just a weird orc. Yeah, see? Wonderful questions. I like these questions. I have to think. Cool. So we've got that
I'm ready.
going on. I'm going to show this.
Does my boy look good?
Close cam. Wow. The camera is washing out a lot of the brown underneath there. But actually, yeah, do you want to pop yours on the spinner? Megan's going to pop hers on the spinner. And so we can get a close-up shot there.
Look at Sabrina.
Is that what you named it? Sabrina?
No, look what?
Oh,
She's like right behind.
I thought you named it Sabrina. I was like,
Well, you could do that.
I would.
You could paint the face white, and you could paint the body of it red
Okay.
to match.
To match the
Sabrina's
shirt,
outfit.
yeah. Oh, yeah. And then it would be fast.
It would be.
I'm learning so much.
Perfect. One of the other things from Orky lore is
What color is that?
Oh, I'm grabbing aluminum, but the silver there would be good.
This.
Yeah, this is going to be a really light dry brush, just picking up some of the edges.
Russell, you put the lefty all the way on the right. Yay!
She's in charge of
I
the
just get to
chat.
smack her.
Have we ever eaten next to each other where we're
No,
like,
because I always make sure that I sit on the left whenever I go to eat. I'm like, no, I have to sit over here.
I'm
the
ready to
lefty.
like play elbows with you. All right, I need my
Nice.
guy back. Okay. Hello.
Okay, yep.
So I have to watch you first.
Oh,
Bye.
Rick's siding at the door. He's over there. So yeah, basically, it's going to be very light.
So
Dry brush. We're going to brush a lot of it off, and then just hit the edges.
just edges?
Just very, very carefully along some of the sort of more the upper edges. Over there. Don't know if you can see that. Picking up.
Okay. I'm trying to understand.
We got more people in here. We got 1-inch heroes,
Hey,
TJ
Drew.
Collier, you got Cassie, Keith. Trying to be good about this chat.
How's it going, everybody?
Are you checking the Twitch?
Very cool.
Yes.
So Leona also went and pulled a couple of cool photos from the Painting Happy Little Minis Facebook group, so we can show those off. A little bit of a shout out there. What have we got? And she's also done something very helpful for me. Let's move the name. So Brittany Sanford painted up this very cool
Ooh.
wizard
Oh, wow.
with an excellent scroll there. Very cool. Carl Lundstead has painted up these Terminators from 40K. Oh, and Carl's here's an orc.
Whoa!
Oh, wow.
So this is a Death Copter. So it's like a gyrocopter with rockets
Wow.
and a crazy orc pilot. Sarah painted up this very cool owlbear from
Owlbear.
Gale Force 9.
Oh,
Sarah is down in Florida and paints at, I think it's Emerald Dragon Games. Shout out to Michael and the crew. Chris Gorka. Oh, check this out. Have you seen this one?
Oh, whoa. Is that a
That's
miniature or is
awesome.
that like a resin statue?
It's a miniature. It's a resin miniature. It's probably about
Wow.
that tall.
Okay, wow.
Yep.
Yeah, some of these miniatures just look like statues. I just want them up in my house everywhere.
Chris has been painting the whole Harry Potter set of miniatures, and he's always about 6 or 7 miniatures ahead of me. But I don't think I'll be able to come close to that Voldemort. Chris Holdridge is working on a Knight Valiant. So we're talking about big, crazy, stompy robots. The Knight Valiants are really tall. They're probably about
Jeez.
10 or 11 inches tall.
Wow.
It's a little too tall.
Maybe not. About 10 inches tall. David Nolan painted this cool mystic troll from Blood Rage from Simon.
Oh.
Love the tattoo work on the hand there,
Oh, wow.
on the arm.
Oh,
So
I wasn't paying attention.
blends in nicely. Gene Lopez has been painting up some more Reaper models. Who spelt guard? Leona, was that you?
Sorry.
Oh,
Wow.
but yeah. Very cool. Nice. Oh.
Ooh.
Simon
Oh,
Pitts,
that's really cool.
Ork King from Swords and Sorcery.
I like all the highlights on that one.
That troll looks great. Check out that one.
Ooh.
And
Whoa.
chains. Oh, Steve Hurdle's doing some gunpla.
I spelled figure wrong.
Burger.
Whatever.
Leona's too late for us, or at least for me. Vanessa Muse, Crafting Muse painted up this Northic. So this was a 3D printed mini. I really think that there's something in the hands of it that gives me a real sort of Guillermo del Toro
Yeah.
kind
Yeah.
of feel.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. Very cool.
Pan's Labyrinth.
Okay. Nice. So great work, everybody. Thanks very much for popping those in the group. If you're not a member of the of our Facebook group, I think Rick has already popped a link in the chat somewhere. So if you just head somewhere. What am I saying?
Just head somewhere.
There. There. All the words just run together. There we go. No, head to Facebook. Go to the type in "painting happy little minis" and ask to join the group, and we'll add you in there. Hopefully by the end of the month we can get to 1,000 members, which will be
Wow.
super cool. And we're going to give away a paint set,
Ooh.
a big sort of mega paint set from the Army Painter, which will
Yeah,
be
you guys
awesome.
did a giveaway of those last time when you guys hit like a big number of subscribers or followers on the group.
Yeah,
And
I
I got
think-
really jealous, and so I went out and bought the paints because I was like, I want that paint set.
I want a paint set. That is awesome.
I was like, that one looks awesome, so I went out and bought that exact one.
Excellent.
So I just realized I have a whole stack of unpainted, like they're model kits that I didn't realize were not painted. But I have a whole stack in my room that I haven't opened yet. And now I'm thinking about how I need to buy some paints.
Yep.
Dun dun dun.
I bought them and then I never opened them because I found out they weren't painted. And I didn't want to
Okay.
put them together because I didn't want to paint them.
And now you do.
Now.
Now I have a vague understanding.
Yeah. You're all good.
I feel like
It's
this would be like a relaxing way to like just sit on the couch on a movie.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely good. Particularly if it's a movie that you've seen before, or you're sort of rewatching a show, getting ready for the new season or whatever it might happen to be. I think Rick's been binging Game of Thrones.
Yep.
So, have we all been doing that?
I need to again.
I saw Game of Thrones one time at Mia's house in the middle of a season. And I
All
didn't
right.
know what was happening.
Yeah, we need to start you from like the beginning.
Yep.
It's so good.
There's so much story in every episode.
So they were saying that this next season,
Yep.
it took them 3 months to film just one of the battle scenes,
Oh, wow.
and that they're expecting it to play out like 6 movies. It's going to feel like watching 6 movies.
Wow, that's insane.
I mean, bring it.
Yep. I'm super excited for that. That is great. And I saw the date. The date for the first
Oh,
episode.
really? What is it?
April 14th?
Of this year?
Yeah,
Yes.
April 14th.
Oh, you have to wait a whole another year.
I woun't put it past them, to be honest. With like as much as it sounds like they're putting in this last season, I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised.
I think it's going to be exciting. think,
Just kidding. We have more.
Oh, I have to do my silver on my broken piece. I forgot.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And then I'll be ready.
Cool. Okay.
All right.
I think the so that very light dry brush with the very bright silver just gives us so much depth in everything there.
Did I do it correctly?
Yep.
Okay.
No, for sure. Looks great.
Wet.
Very cool. So the from this stage, the sort of the next thing we can move on to is the sort of any paint or any colors we want to put on there. We imagine that the orcs have painted on. So
Like, what?
like red, if you want to.
But like,
paint it
what are
red.
we painting? Just random parts?
Random parts, yeah.
Okay.
So you can imagine it as if they've taken all of this scrap metal. So maybe the scrap metal still has paint on it from its previous use,
Okay.
or it's all fresh and clear of paint, and they're going to paint it themselves, or they're painting over. So all sorts of different.
Can I use
different
this
ways.
as a tiny dry brush?
Yeah, for sure.
Mia, may I have some red?
Red.
I have to be lucky or fast. Blue's lucky.
Yeah.
That's close.
Nice. Yeah. What color should I paint mine?
Blue.
Blue.
Yes.
Blue.
Unless you want to be fast with me.
I'm tempted by the fast. I'm also tempted by the black. The clan that usually paints their stuff blue are the Death Skulls. And the clan that usually paints their stuff black are the Goths. Goff.
Golf.
Goth.
All right.
So they usually paint stuff up as Goths. The Goths are much more, they're sort of bigger and more brutal and very focused on
See, we got
close combat.
Richard saying Dave should do rust and black.
Rust and black. Rust? You think I should do rust? Okay.
Okay. I think I'm going to do this red and then put metallic on top afterwards.
Like a little chipping?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely a good
Black
idea.
came out a little faster than I thought it was going to.
No.
Oops. Do you need black?
Oh my God. Now I'll use it to help you get out of your dilemma here.
I hate it when that
Oops.
happens. Hate it. Oh. There we go. So yeah, a lot of great orc paint jobs that I've seen use things like panels from other armies in the 40K background.
Oh. I get it, I think.
So, for example, there are Space Marines called the Ultramarines who wear blue and have sort of inverted Omega symbols, as the U is their
So they paint that on.
sort of symbol. And yeah, so they'll have, the Space Marines will have that on their vehicles. And then an orc might have a piece that pulled off a Space Marine vehicle.
As their trophy.
Just be, yeah, like a trophy. And so you'll see blue with that little white Ultramarine symbol on it. The Space Marines that are red are the Blood Angels. So you'll have little blood drops and wings. So if you wanted to add one of those to
Interesting.
one of your panels, you're immediately sort of creating a story for who these orcs have been fighting. Which is quite neat. Excellent. So, we talked about MagFest, which is the Music and Gaming Fest, is that right?
I think so.
I think.
I don't know what
We're
it stands
saying
for.
something like that.
It's a gaming, I know it's a gaming show.
Yeah,
But there was also a lot of music, so maybe.
maybe. Bit of both.
Maybe. Here, let me steal some more of your black. Help you out here.
What other conventions have we got coming up now that we're in the new year?
I think the next big thing is Katsucon, huh?
Yeah. KatsuCon, which is like
In the same building.
MagFest 2.0. Yeah.
Okay, right. When's that?
Next month, I think.
Yeah, like
Okay.
exactly a month from now, I want to say, or like a month and 10 days or
Not
something.
enough time for people to recover from MagFest.
Right.
But I feel like Katsu may actually not be so crazy this year because they're implementing a new rule system. So before, you could get into the Gaylord Hotel area and like the whole area of the con without having to have a badge.
Oh, okay. So if you were a guest, there,
Yeah,
you could
well, I
wander
mean,
around the.
Yeah.
Or you could just show up.
Or you just show
Right,
up, and
okay.
so like a
Not
lot of people just
pay.
hang out. And so now they've made it where you have to have a badge to even get into the hotel area, or you have to have like a hotel room.
Okay.
So we'll see. We'll see if that makes it a little bit less chaotic.
Right.
Maybe too less chaotic. We don't know.
And anime is focus of KatsuCon?
Yes.
Mhm.
Cool. Are you going to be doing some cosplaying there?
Maybe.
Or just sort of enjoying all of the...
I might just enjoy. I don't know.
Vendors.
It's so funny when it's like a hometown con. I'm just like, I just want to go have fun.
Yep. It is a weird sort of feeling. If you're used to traveling for conventions and then it's one in your own backyard, what are you going to do?
Go hang out with people.
Yep.
Make a shrine to Danny DeVito. I don't know.
I feel like it's a necessity to do the shrine again.
Yep. You should totally do that.
I don't get the obsession with Danny DeVito. I guess it's just me. Like, I paid it forward with stealing the money from the shrine.
Sure,
but
yeah.
I don't get
I mean,
it.
that's a very Danny DeVito thing to do. As well.
Yeah, it really is.
No, I think I mentioned my buddy Jake before, but I didn't say why I mentioned him.
No, you just said he likes Danny DeVito, I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure what his connection to Danny DeVito is as well, but he has a tattoo of Danny DeVito.
What?
Yeah, really well done. Sort of likeness of his face, Danny DeVito's face, on his butt.
Interesting.
On his
Whoa.
Right there.
I mean, do you have a picture of this?
I do not. I do not. You'll have to take my word for it.
Wow.
So, yeah, I'm not sure what the fascination is either, but I still find it amusing. Definitely good.
Do you have my Tinny Tin?
It's a really interesting technique you're using, Dave, leaving the chipping to the outside edges. I've almost always done the opposite, where I painted the color, then added the metallic scrapes and dings over on top of it.
Yeah, yep. It's a, I think for this one, Drew, it makes the whole thing a little bit faster because obviously we've been able to like just blow through the dry brushing of it. Look at it, it's 2:48, which means like 48 minutes of 3 layers of dry brushing on the dread, and now we're just doing the panels. If there was a lot less metal on the model, I'd probably be adding the chipping at the end, but here it just makes sense, I think. Chris Cox says, make an Ork clan and call them the Lucky Charms and have
my-
all the colors.
Now we've got to. There's no denying that request.
I don't know. I'm going to deny it by saying no.
Wow. So
Sorry,
rude.
Chris. I know. Chris will get over it, though. There we go. One of the cool things that the Goths use is like checker patterns. So I'm going to try and paint one on this jaw. See how that goes.
You and your amazing straight lines.
My guy murdered somebody.
Nice.
Oh no, I don't think we've. Forged and Putty said, I don't think we've seen Dave lick his brush once this broadcast. Clearly, this is a Twilight Zone.
It is. Hang on. That's because I've only just moved to the small brush. I don't want to stick the dry brush in my mouth. Because it will impact the dryness of the paint. But yeah, you're right, I haven't. I feeling a little bit out of sorts today, obviously.
Dave's been abducted. That's how we'll know.
Hmm?
If there's ever an invasion of the body snatchers and we need to figure out which is the real Dave, we'll hand him a small brush.
Hand him a
Be like,
small
what
brush."
do you do with it?
No, because he would put it in his mouth because he wouldn't know what to do with it.
Oh, right.
Oh, maybe.
If I was a pod person. Right.
He'd be so confused. What do I do with this?
Yeah.
He starts painting. We're like, wait now.
Paint. And be a minute. There we go. Oh, there we go. First time. Just wondering where else I should paint it black.
Hey, giving you guys a heads up that we have 9 minutes left.
9 minutes. Oh. Well, we don't have to get it finished. Well, I mean, you have to get both of yours finished, though.
Yeah.
You're almost there.
Do you have some red I can steal?
Check it
you
out.
do.
I got this guy pretty much. I'm like sitting here perfecting him now. Should move on to second guy.
Looking good. Looking very good. So,
A little farther.
sorry. Yeah.
I
One of
feel the
other-
urge to put this in my mouth
Yeah?
and see how it would help.
Right. I'm going to be doing it to make sure I maintain the point.
Yeah, that's what.
There we go. One more time.
Dave's like, you asked for it.
Yep. So I'm going to come back with the very bright silver and just hit along, just sort of dab it along some of those edges.
Okay.
Just to help sort of accentuate the idea of that paint chipping off.
Oh,
Off
that
the
had
top of
red
those
on it, but it
ribbons.
looked good. Whoopsies.
Oh.
Worked out really well, so.
And the other thing that you can do with the chipping,
Game Trade Media said, imagine, if you will, a world where Dave refuses to lick his paintbrush.
no. I refuse. Yep. So what I'm going to try here, watch this for a second, Megan, is just going to hit some of those edges and then
Okay.
just a really thin
Oh, I see.
line across there and a bit of dab. So it looks like a scratch.
All right, all right. I gotta lick my paintbrush. Do I just lick it?
Oh, no!
I have to. Wait, you have to do it. Let me.
So watch now.
Okay.
And twist the brush.
Oh.
That's coming out.
All right, there we go.
Yes! Another one bites the dust.
When I die, I'll know it was from the paintbrush.
I hope not. I hope it won't be. But yes.
Will you remember me?
I will. We'll build a shrine at the next convention.
A bunch of paintbrushes.
Yep.
What did you do that? What did you paint a crack on? Oh, I see. I see.
Just a thin line on the panel. Yeah. So, again, because it's orcs and they're that crazy sort of ramshackle, I feel it doesn't really matter where you put your chipping and the damage. But because those, as I said, those pieces of metal are going to be pulled from something else. But I always like to sort of hit the top edges, the highlights, that would
Yes.
where the light's coming sort of directly down from the top.
Ooh,
So
I didn't mean to do that, but it
there.
worked.
there's places to hit it there, along those edges. If you're hitting that with that really bright silver around the top and any of those upper areas, as you get down towards the bottom, it's going to appear darker. So it's going to really sort of accentuate the natural shadows. And with all this texture, there are so many natural shadows. So, lower, sorry.
I always feel inappropriate when I'm painting inappropriate areas in them. I always feel weird. Sorry.
Wow.
Well, you know.
Dave Shrimp said another one bites the brush, you mean?
Wow. She's not wrong.
Yep. one last bit of orc lore
Orc lore.
for you is their teeth grow really quite quickly.
Oh. Are they like pufferfish and birds? They have to eat like snails and nuts?
Oh, no. What they do is the teeth will come out, or sort of the teeth will grow and then come out, and then more teeth will grow behind, pushing them out.
Oh.
So they use teeth for currency.
Interesting.
I have to glue this piece on now.
Okay.
May I have a super glue?
There we go.
Before it's too late.
So the Bad Moons clan are the wealthiest clan because their teeth grow the fastest.
Oh, because they sell them?
Oh, they use them for currency, yeah.
Oh, interesting.
So people get, oh, when I say people, I mean other
Orcs.
orcs get paid in teeth.
Wow.
That's why the jaw imagery is so
Okay.
big on all of them. And why? I'm going to paint these two little horns up here first.
All right, so we got about 3 minutes left.
No. So I think we should probably,
Start showing off what we have.
yeah.
I think
Here,
my
have
guy's
my,
good.
my guy's done. I'm gonna put him up on there. That's
Cool. Is that the boy?
Nice.
Oh no, that's the knob.
got my knob done.
So let's switch. There we go.
Uh-huh.
Guys, keep it that wide for your dread.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, it gives everyone an
Do you
idea
have
of
a white?
how big these dreads are. White.
I'm going to put a little highlight on his eyeball.
Awesome.
Seems like a appropriate thing to do, right?
Yep.
Nice.
And I'm going to just finish off these horns here.
Good job, Mia.
Thank you.
I was not stable
Yeah,
enough
Get the
for
other
that.
one done.
How's the other one looking?
He's getting there. Probably not
Yeah?
gonna be as
Oh, that's
detailed as the other one, but
Okay. So here we go.
I messed him up. Because I did his eye.
Yep. There we go. Wow. Check
Oh,
out.
that fixed it.
Actually,
Nice.
I'm going to put the meters.
Was it?
on the
No.
front there. There we go.
look how small mine is compared to his.
Oh, yeah, that looks really good.
Yeah, it looks great. You've done an awesome job. Nice. So on Thursday, I'll be back in working. I'm going to guess with Gretchen and Rick. I'm not
Oh, yeah.
sure.
Kick everybody off.
Take them all
I
away.
tried, I
Take 'em
tried.
away. So I'll work on finishing that one. How are we looking?
Is he
Yeah.
cool?
Yeah, this guy.
Whoa, that does look pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh,
So it does, yeah, the red there, the chips along the edge of the armor.
oh, here.
I think the only thing that needs is just some. Ooh, you can give it a little
There.
spin. Yep. There we
I
go.
was putting the other tiny man. Boy, that's the boy, right?
boy, yep.
This is the knob.
Yep. That's correct. You gotta
We've
get
learned
the, get the
vocab
terminology
today.
correct.
Our Warhammer vocab cards.
But yeah, yeah, it just needs some of the cables painted, and you're all good. Very nice. Great work there.
Ta-da!
Hooray! Good work, everybody. Cool. James is asking, is that a mech boy? Did you mean the orc that we had up there? That was a
This guy?
knob. Just a knob.
A knob boy.
No, just a knob. Not a knob boy.
His hair is red, so is he lucky? I mean,
No,
fast.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
yeah. Go
Fast.
Yep.
faster.
His head goes a lot faster than the rest of him.
He twirls it really
He's always
fast.
leaning
He's got a
forward.
red skirt too. Okay.
Oh, okay, right,
His
okay.
loincloth.
He's balanced.
Yes.
He's being pulled along by his red. But yeah, absolutely cool.
Yay!
So, I think is that about it?
I think that's it.
Way.
Nice.
And we're
black
at the end
paint.
of the. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we'll step aside. We'll let that
Pool of
let that dry.
black
We'll see if that
paint.
pool of black dries by Thursday. Just kidding. It'll be dry by 3 o'clock, I'm sure. Just 1 minute from now? No, it's now.
No.
3:05. There we go. Cool. So thank you everybody for joining us today. Thanks Mia. Thanks
Thank you.
Megan for
Thank you.
joining us. We've been painting various Ork pieces from the Games Workshop's Warhammer 40,000 range and talking about all that sort of craziness. We're going to be continuing painting these on Thursday, so come back and join us then, 2 o'clock, Thursday afternoon. Sorry, is that my moving my nervous tick? Thursday, trying to remember what's going on. But yeah, so all of the Warhammer 40,000 stuff should be at your local game store. Head along there, check it out, join in the 40K community there, and have a lot of fun.
I think she was like still getting like paint on
Oh,
her
yeah.
mouth.
All right, okay. Wait,
The water wasn't bad.
drink this to wash it down.
I kept thinking that was there for me to drink, but I didn't grab it, so we're good.
One of these days.
We're good. Cool. Thanks very much, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
I'm Dave,
I'm Megan.
And I'm Mia.
Ah.
and we'll see you at the game store.
Bye.